Hey everybody, this is Collector Dude, just showing you my pick for the week. I like comic books, and I picked up a few that I really like. Some of them, you go to the store and you look at them, you're like, do I really want this? Do I not? And that's what I did with a couple of them. I may go back and get them because I just like collecting, and I like some of the stories. Depending on what happens in them, I'll go back and pick them up. But this is what I have so far. This is Autumnlands by Kurt Busiek. He's one of my favorite writers. I didn't pick him up at first, the first issues, because I picked up the first issue and I read it and I'm like, I was lost. I didn't know what was going on. I'm thinking, I don't like this. Kurt Busiek put out something I don't like. What in the world? And then I went back and got the trade. I love it. I read like the first 6 issues and I love it. So I picked up number 7 last week or a couple weeks ago, and now I'm just picked up number 8. And the stories are great. The way they get the characters going and everything and what they're doing, it's awesome. So I advise anybody that likes Kurt Busiek or likes futuristic magic stories, kind of like with floating cities and animals. This is really cool. This is a good book. Read this. This is number 8. And this story, I haven't read this yet, but this looks really good. It looked like it was going to be a good story, so that's what I go by. I look at a review and see what the review says, and if it catches my attention and intrigues me, I look at it and go, I'll pick it up, try number 1, and maybe go to number 2 just to give it a chance. But if it doesn't keep my attention by then, usually everybody's like that. You stop collecting. But I have to read this and see what this is going to be like. I hope it's going to be good. Love this. I like Ron Garney's artwork. I loved him on Captain America, and I've seen him do some Thor stuff. He changed his style up a great deal for this, and since they changed Daredevil's costume and made it black and red, he really did a good job. It's a little more sketchier, and the way they're coloring it is a little subdued tones and everything, but the red is bright red when you see it, but it's really good. I like what they're doing with the story, and they got a new character in there. I haven't seen him before. He may have been around for a while. 10 Fingers, a villain named 10 Fingers, but I'm not sure if he's been around for a while, but for me, but I like the way this is going, and the first story is very good, so I advise pick that up. And I got to get Darth Vader. I love what they're doing with Vader down and how the story's going so far. They're jumping around and tying in other issues with Star Wars and Darth Vader, so you got to pick them all up, but I have been picking them up and I like them. But Darth Vader Annual, that's really good. I like Mark Miller. They were really good stuff. I always like Superman type stories with super strong characters that have a heart, and they go out and they help people, and kind of like Boy Scout characters and everything like that. But knowing though, even though they were Boy Scout, they can still kick butt, and you don't want to piss them off. But this is really good so far. I have to read this one, but the first one is really good. Huck. And this is funny. I hate Fairyland. Love Scotty Young's art. It's just what can you say? Just look at this. It's a little girl, and I have 2 girls myself. And would you want to see them beat up like this? But the way she is in the story, the way she acts, and she's been there for so long. She hates Fairyland now. But pick this up. This is really good. This is number 3. So really good. And they also have another tile that says F Fairyland. So she really hates being there. She wants to go back home. Love Steve McNiven's artwork. Awesome artist. Very good. Love his stuff. But this is Inhumans. Really good. I'm liking this, so I'm gonna continue to keep getting this. Sometimes I'll just pick up a book for the artwork and everything, but the story's good too. So picked it up. Love Nova. I like that. I like the artwork and the story. It's really good. I was giving some of these to my son. I sent them to my son just to have him get hooked onto the character too, because it's a young kid playing Nova, and his father. He's finally found his father, and they're working together as a team in this. So this is really good, Nova. And Plutona. I was advised by one of the comic shop guys when I went to my comic book store where I bought these Pack Rat comics. I used to go to Black Hole Comics, and I love that store. Now I picked these up at Pack Rat Comics, and I go around to Capital City Comics, and there's lots of comic book stores in Columbus, Ohio. And I go to Comic Town sometimes as well, just to pick up wherever I can pick up books. And if I'm in that area, I just stop and everything and get them. But Pack Rat guy told me to pick this up. Very good. I love this. This is going to be a good story, I think. So far, it's just like Paper Girls is another one that I pick up. So I was advised to pick that one up. I got it, and I love it. So pick this one up. It's a good story. If you like that movie, what is it called? 8 Miller. It's got a bunch of kids who's making a movie, and it's kind of like a E.T. on steroids. So pick that up. This is number 2. I still have to read number 1, but I read the previews. It looked like it was going to be good. Vertical has been a really good title where they come out with a lot of stories that I like, just different stuff. I just really like how some of the twists and everything that they do, and it's more adult-oriented stories and everything. But this looks like this is going to be very good. Red Thorn. Slash and Burn. I picked up the first one, loved it. Really good. Like I said, this is Vertical, and I used to be a firefighter for about 15 years, and she's a firefighter, and she's an arsonist. And like I said before, it's like Dexter, and she's hiding in plain sight. I don't know where they're going to go with this, but you sit there, you grow to like the character, and you're like, she's an arsonist, she's a firefighter. What are they going to do? Just like Dexter, he's a murderer, but he works at the police station as a blood analyst and a splatter analyst, and how can he do this? But what he was doing was killing off the serial killers, and it's a good story to watch. But if you knew somebody actually doing that, you'd be like, oh my gosh. But this is really good. We'll see where this goes, and I'm going to keep picking this up. But so far, I love it. Love Squadron Supreme. Love the little 4-part series they did with Secret Wars. Very good. And Alex Ross cover. Gotta have it. But this looks like this is going to be good. I love what they did with it. I'm not sure how they're bringing the characters back, or how they're doing it, what they're going to do with what they're doing, how they're pulling them together and everything. But I'm going to enjoy reading this. Squadron Supreme. This was good so far. I have to check this out and see what's going to happen in it. So far, it was good. The first book and everything caught my attention. And I just love Superman. Those main characters and everything. It's just throughout both companies, there's certain characters you just love. You just have to pick them up and read them. So as long as the stories are interesting, just like in movies, I read them and I love them. Whether it's an Elseworld story, a what-if story, or if they change stuff up, just as long as the story's good, I go for it. I'm not like the real hardcore fanboy that says you can't change this, a color, a race, a gender, or whatever. It doesn't matter, just as long as the story's good. But you still do like to have your characters told the way they were originally created. You want to have that. But then if they do offshoots of it, I love that too. But I still like the core stuff. And if things are done where they change a bunch of stuff, and it stays that way, it kind of makes me upset, a little fanboyish like that. But if the story's good, then I grow to accept it. It's just like life, changing and everything. I've changed since I was 20 years old to now. So, and people didn't like it. Some people love it. They just meet me. People that know me from 20 years ago would say, hey, you've changed. But after they with you for a while and they read your story, or they see you over a few weeks or a few months or years, they grow to like the change. So just like that. But this is good. Mighty Thor, love her, everything. She's a really good character. I like what they're doing with her. I hope they bring back Thor. This is like Thor's always seems like he's getting in trouble, and he's becoming unworthy, and he's losing his hammer, or he's losing his power. He lost an arm, but he's not Thor for a while. So hopefully they bring him back. Like I said, you like the original stuff, and you wanted to go back to the original stuff, just like when they killed off Superman for a while years ago, and you want him to come back, but you liked what's going on in the interim with the stories, and they're written well, and you read them, but you still want original Superman back, Kal-El, Clark. And this right here, I want the original Thor to come back, but in the meantime, very good story. This one, Ultimate End. If this one's been, I think it's been late because I was wondering. I had 1 through 4 already, and I'm thinking, why in the world where is number 5 at? And it finally got here. I think Mark Bagley's working on a bunch of other stuff. He was working on stuff with Brian Michael Bendis. That story called Brilliant. I read the first 1 or 2 issues, and then I didn't read it anymore because it didn't look good. I didn't like the drawing, the story. I like Brian Michael Bendis and love his stuff, what he did on Daredevil, but I wasn't sure about it, so I stopped reading it. If they come up with a trade paperback, I may pick that up because that makes it easier because you don't have to wait and go, what the hell's going on? You can read them all together. But I still have to read these. This is in my must-read pile. I read the first couple of issues, and I stopped after number 2. I got to read 3 through 5 now, but this looks really good. And Mark Bagley's artwork is awesome on this. Web Warriors number 2. I like the first one. I flipped through it and read a few pages and everything and put it down. I gotta go back and read it, but I just love what they did with the Spider-Mans, all these Spider-Mans in the story. With Spider-Verse, I loved it. That was a great story. I hope to get the trade paperback eventually. I got all the books and read them all together. What they did with all of them, and they spread them out and put them in their own little series now. So I've been liking this. I still have to finish reading number 1, and I'm going to jump to number 2. But I have so many books. It's just like you said, you collect all these different things. Some weeks you pick up 3 books. Some weeks you pick up 20 books. So, and that's what happens. But this looks like it's going to be good so far. This one here, this is a special cover. I got this at my local comic book store for $6. Online, sometimes it goes for 8 to 12. Depending on where you're buying it. Amazon sometimes jumps around with prices. Midtown Comics is usually pretty good with their prices, and Lone Star with the comic shop. My comic shop, they're pretty good with prices and stuff, but they vary. But this was cheaper buying it at my local store than buying it online. But this is X-Men number 1. This is Mark Bagley as well. So, but so far this is good. And what I'm liking is just how they're pulling these characters together, but we'll see how it goes. And number 2 came out, so that was last week or 2 weeks ago, and this is this week. But this I flipped through it. It looks pretty good. I can't wait to read it. And I love Cyclops' new uniform and costume and everything. I love to get a statue with that. But that's my pick right here for the new stuff, and I have some